I did year 12. I used to be I've always been in clerical sort of duties, typing and pathology. I've worked in pathology, typing up reports and giving out results for various procedures, studying pathology. So always been in admin type of duties until I got the cafe. I did many years ago, and it was really unpleasant. I got a job straight away, but just that feeling of uncertainty and everything was really unpleasant. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Well, lately we've had a lot of resumes brought in, which is hard because we actually aren't busy enough at the moment to employ any extra people, but it definitely continues to increase that we have resumes brought in. We also get a lot of phone calls from people, asking if there are any jobs. We have the Suspended Coffee initiative, which means that anybody can come in and ask for a coffee paid for by another member of the community, and so that's probably increased. More of them are being bought and more of them are being redeemed. So yeah, but apart from that, we generally don't know when people are unemployed. So a lot of unemployed people probably wouldn't have enough spare cash to pop into a cafe, generally speaking. That's why it's so good that we have the suspended coffees, because it means anybody can come out for a little bit of an outing, get a bit of a lift from that. Like if there's a suspended coffee up there, we'll do things like say, do you want to have one of them, and you put it towards something. But we generally don't get asked very much. I think that people who are unemployed are probably worried about or low income people would be more worried about being knocked back, and so they tend to look to us in the first place. But we do try and look after people who might come in and say, well, I'm 20% short. We always say just swing it in next time you come in, and if they do, they do. If they don't, we're not going to know what they do about it. I'd say it probably does. I think when the mine closed, there were people who had to be a little bit more careful with money. They may have been unemployed, and they had to make a massive life change. We're one of the mid-price sort of establishments, so we tend to just keep ticking along. We've got plenty of things you can get for if you're on a lower income, so it's not so bad here. It would have affected some of the more pricey cafes more than it has us, so we still tend to do pretty well, keep going. All we do is we tighten our belts on other things and just make sure that we can keep our prices where most people can afford something, like $1 cookies and stuff like that. One of our customers actually told us about the Suspended Coffee initiative, and we decided to just go embrace it. It's been one of the best things we could have done, no matter how people tighten their belts because of various things happening in their lives. We keep getting suspended coffee bought for other people. It costs people $3.60 to shout Australian coffee, and they keep doing it. And it doesn't matter how skint they may be, they keep buying them and they keep getting redeemed. People talk to each other about them and say, you seem a bit like you could use a bit of a break. Why don't you go and get a suspended coffee? So they get a cappuccino that they no way would they buy otherwise, because they have to buy food and all that sort of thing. And they come in and they love it. We get people who may redeem suspended coffees quite regularly, and next thing you know, they've got $20 there, and they will buy $20 worth, and they can't afford it, but they buy $20 worth of coffees for others. It's just one of the nicest experiences possibly. All the goodness in people comes out in that single little initiative, that all we do doesn't cost us a cent. We just facilitate it, and the kindness of people towards each other, and how grateful people are that they can just come and grab a cup of coffee without thinking twice if we've got them. They can have it. We don't ask about their income, we don't care. If you're very rich, you can come in and get a suspended coffee if you want. We don't ask. So, no, I think it's usually people who need it, but we don't judge people on it. And we give them as good service as we give them, because it's been paid for by somebody else. So people are allowed to get good service, they can have it here, or take it away. It works really well. Yeah, it's a joy to have it. Most definitely. It scares people because you think, oh, what's going to happen? Is it going to be that nobody asks for them? It took a long time. We had over 100 coffees before people started feeling confident enough to ask for them. So it's a hard thing. People kept buying them. That was the easy bit. But the people who were coming in to redeem them, that was the hard bit, because people go, well, I don't want to go and ask for a free coffee. And when people say, Karabe, so what are the free coffees? We go, now, do you know anything about these? And we make sure that everybody knows that they're not paid for by us. They're paid for by a lovely member of the community. And so once that started, we've got this lovely balance going now. We've got 8 at the moment, which is a lot. But today we've had none, we've had 3, we've had, you know, it just goes up, down, roundabout, and it's just this self-sustaining, amazing thing. That any business benefits from it, because you're putting out kindness and inclusion into our society, which people do feel isolated, and we don't want that. When you've got people who feel isolated, you've got depression and stuff like that, we're just not interested in it. We want to have a really positive society and say, everyone's in it together, you know, we're all here together, we're all going to help each other out in our own small ways. Because you can't say to someone, here's $50, because you can really offend people, you know, and now you go, well, this is a system that really works really well for people feeling like they have a right to come in here and ask for coffee, because there is a reason why people buy coffees for others. They want them to go out to the community, so it's really good. We think so, but because we've asked, we have police officers come in here and they get their coffees, and we've just said, just give us some guidelines on how to behave so that things stay nice and calm. And they've told us about things not invading space, so on. And so we're just calm and quiet. It's not as bad as what some businesses might have. They might, like Coles has a fair few people come in who might have a few issues, but because they've shoplifted and so on, you know. But we don't tend to have much of that. When we do, we try just to be very calm. And they're just here for a coffee and they'll leave, you know, and we leave it at that. When we travel, I can see how people get stuck. I really can. You can't get leases and all that sort of thing, and it can just keep getting worse. You're paying off bills that you can't then afford the next bill, because nothing's ever done to help people who are paying monster electricity bills. And I don't mean $700-800. I mean $300 on a low income or the automation, everything's becoming automated, which means that a lot of manufacturing jobs aren't available anymore. I think so, yeah. Yes, sadly, there's no excuse, I'm sorry, but you're not allowed to break into my cafe. I'm working really hard for that. So if you reckon you're hard done by and you think that is okay to steal from others, to me it's not an excuse. But I can see that there are desperate people out there, but there are lots of organisations around who will try and help. I do understand it, but the amount of times I've been broken into for someone to find money and I have none on the premises, it causes me massive distress and expense. And I'm not the person who's got a Mercedes out front. You know, I am making a living and I'm an employer. So the way that people think that it's okay to steal, I don't think it is. It's not the sort of society I want to live in. But I do understand the desperation, but I don't condone in any way people stealing off others, because you don't know who you're stealing from. To me, you have to give as good as what you're hoping to get. People should look after each other, and if there are organisations that will give you hampers and so on, use them too. Make sure that you're getting everything that you can that's out there to look after you. That's what they're there for. But I can see the desperation, I do understand it, I don't appreciate that we're living in that sort of society where people feel that desperate. There's a major problem. I just think that we have to wind the clock back a little bit, create jobs. We've always done that. Create industries that are small scale industries. You could do things like have places where, it's a stupid suggestion, but where we make mobile phone covers and we sell them. It's a stupid suggestion, but that sort of thing, we can create small industries, cottage industries, special things, you know, like, and I'm using the mobile phone case again, but funny ones, you know, artwork on them. That sort of thing can be done, and it can be backed by government. This is job creation. You know, where you create a market, you create, and you teach people how to market and so on, and for a wage. I'm happy to back that with my tax dollar. I think that we buy too much rubbish, you know, disposable stuff, and there's always a place for people who'll say, I'd like to spend $50 on a phone cover. What's out there that's really smart and distinctive? Phone covers is a stupid suggestion, but you know what I mean. It can be plates, or it can be, you know, cottage industries, handmade stuff. It can even be the same sort of thing like license plates, where there are things that need to be mass produced, but they can be produced in very small factories dotted throughout Victoria. There are lots of things that can be done if you put money into something that's sustainable. It's the old thing. Give someone a fish, you feed them for a day. Teach them to fish, you feed them forever. It's a really good thing to do. It's creating manufacturing jobs in particular.